Welcome back to Whatever Garage in our fourth installment on building this motor. Let's get started. Alright, on today's agenda we are going to connect these two together. I'm going to figure out the best way to do it. Well, that's pretty darn close. What if... No, because it'd be facing the wrong way. Alright, what about this one? Right about there. Oh, I think we have a winner. I think we have a winner. We're going to cut it here, and we'll cut it here. You going to help? Yeah? Good girl. Cut that end off. And I just noticed this is going to be too small. This hose is too small. It is the exact diameter of that. We'll try it anyway. Alright, so we got that portion. I guess, well, just go back and cut it. She's been cut in 3 parts. Now, yeah, that might not work. Or maybe it will. I don't know. Biggest part would be trying to figure out, we're going to have to cut this part out down here. It's too close to this. And yeah, it's just not going to work. It's too small of a diameter. I don't know what this came off of. Fit over this part, and it'll fit over this part, but it won't fit on the bottom. Alright, let's figure out what we're going to do here then. Maybe I can make this work up here. We got her to come back. This is actually pretty funny. This might work. I don't have enough adapters, I don't think. I've only got one connector. Yeah, maybe if I hadn't cut it, it would work. Alright. Let's see, look over here. Right there, yeah. Okay. I've had these adapters. I bought them in a kit. And I've had them, God, since I started racing. And that was 15, 16 years ago. Anyway, never needed them before. I didn't realize there were multiple sizes. That one is too big. This one's perfect, and that one's just a hair small, but I think we can make it work. So with these two and a bunch of clamps, you can almost make it work. Almost. But almost doesn't count, see? So you'd have to do a little cut. I'm thinking this part right here. Show that little one in there. So it only needs to be that length. Let's try it. Alright, we hit the O'Reilly's. Got me an L-shaped one. Looks like it'll fit perfectly. Just gotta trim it down. I did buy another one of these just for futures. Never know when I might need it again, but I need this one right now. And a few more clamps. So, we're ready to proceed. Alright, here's what we've done. We've used about $18 worth of clamps. She's clamped here. Doesn't bind anywhere. Nice and secure, I think. For the top, the bottom one, I just bought that L shape, cut it down. She's fit. And now we're ready to fill her up with water. I have done all of this, including building this stand for this reason, without even testing the radiator. I just threw it on there. It was laying in the back of my wife's 56 pickup truck when I bought it 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago now. Don't know if there's any holes in it. We're about to find out. I have a bad feeling. We know how my luck goes. Oh, you know what I haven't done? I haven't plugged the 2 holes in the heads. But, right off the bat, I see no leakage. All right, I need to get plugs for this one and the other one. All right, I plugged those holes. Now I just fill her up. Ah, shit. I just saw a drop. Ah, shit. In there. Oh, in there. All right, let's look at this. All right, I see the crack there. I don't necessarily see it there, but we can solder those. What's this all from? Alright, this is from this leak. So we need to adjust that some. Alright, I deem you fixed. Now, bring you over here and look at this. It just so happens this is not the area that I hit. So we have a crack here, here, and one right there. So, what are we gonna do? Well, we can get out the solder gun, but we suck at soldering. We really do. It's not a guarantee that I'm getting the right spot. What if it's farther in? Because I see wetness all in there. Let's do this. Add a little more. See where she comes out at. Yep, it's not from there. It is from over here. Okay. You have a crack there, you have a crack there, you have a crack there. Ah. We're all cracked up. All right, we have this sitting on a table. I'm gonna try and look a little closer. See if I can see where it's leaking. I can't really. I am not a connoisseur of radiator patching. I think I see the crack. Right there. If we can at least slow it to a very trickle, I think we'd be good. Now see, the only problem is we only got as high as here. And I suspect there could be 1, 2, or 3 or 6 more. So this one, I think I figured out, I think I know where I can do it. If we move over to this one, it looked like it was coming from the inside. Almost. No, you can't get to it from the other side either. I would have to reach in there with a pair of pliers maybe. They all look alike except for this one. What is wrong with this one? Maybe that's the problem. That whole area is torn open. Maybe that's why it leaks. All right, if that's the case, sorry guys, like I said, I don't know radiators very well. I just learn as I go. Oh, wait a minute. That is a spot that somebody soldered before. Look at that. That's not even solder, that's like JB Weld. Could we do JB Weld instead of solder? I've got some 5-minute JB Weld, and we can pack that sucker full. All right, we're gonna try some quick setting epoxy. Just because it's what I have. Oh, this stuff stinks. I've never liked the smell of it. All right, we'll start at the top, go in order. I hope y'all can see this. Okay. I have no other choice but just to lay a bead on. This one has a visible crack. I mean, I'm looking right inside. It's been like that for a long time. We'll hit the knowns first. And then we'll hit questionables after. How about that? Take an hour for this to cure. They say it sets in 5 minutes. Cures in an hour. So just enough time for me to go in and have lunch. How's that sound? Y'all can come with me if you want. Lunch is on you though. This one has a crack. And I'm actually gonna get inside there as well as I can. This one, it's hard to tell. Maybe if I turn my light on. Oh, I tripped right on me. Let me get rid of these two. Oh shit. There we go. It's been about 2 hours. We gave it some extra time while I was working on another project. Take my tape off. Now, for me to believe that I got all the holes would be very misguided. Let's just hope we got most of them. We might have to do this again. And with that in mind, I'm not going to secure this on there permanently. What was that? Oh, that was my tools. That's good. She will need a little assistance here to stay up. Use a zip tie. I want it to stay straight up and down so that we can fill it up properly. But that hose is tight. This one I'm not going to do. Alright. Let that rest right about there. We do have water. We got a little bit left. You know what? It's got shit all in it. Let me get fresh water. Alright, see what happens. I'm sort of impressed, guys. So far, so good. But I could be delusional. Oh, there we go. Huh. That one's really leaking. The others are, this one's slowly leaking. This one, I couldn't begin to tell you where it's leaking from. Wow, how did I miss that gaping hole? I see, says the blind man. I thought that was a fin. That's not a fin. That is a gaping freaking hole. Gaping hole. Alright. That one I can work with. This one, I have no clue. It slowed it. So I think nothing got up that high. As high as it went was right here. Didn't reach those. All right. We can just add more to this and a shit ton to that. I see where it needs to go now. All right. We can fix it. We have the capability. Just unfortunately, from here down, she's full. Oh, I leaked out the back that time on this one. I'll have to take a look at that one. There's just no clean way to do that. All right, we're a little cutter. Yesterday, I think I sealed this thing up like 3 different times. I didn't show the last one. And it still leaked from here. I didn't completely get it done. So, we're gonna do something radical today. And we're going to really dig into it. The fin, I'm gonna remove some of these fins so we can see better. Hopefully you can see at all.
A few moments later.
Oh shit. There's a BB in there, or a pellet. That's a pellet from a pellet gun. Well, how about that? Okay. We have a lot to seal on this side and on this side. Alright, we've got our leaking down to just to a trickle. I'm happy enough with that. It'll hold enough water long enough to do what we need to do. So, I'm not going to mess with that anymore. Let's move on. And as you can tell, I'm starting to wire stuff up now, and then we should be ready to start soon. There, now that's the right way. Alright, we have been waiting for parts for the motor. They're finally here. I ordered valve cover gaskets. You would think that's not that hard, but apparently for me it is. And hold on, I'll show you. Well, you all are probably sitting there thinking, how hard can it be to order valve cover gaskets? Well, apparently pretty hard, because I ordered them for a V6. It's just a little short. So these just came in today. So maybe now my valve covers won't leak. How's that sound? All right, so let's put them on. Valve covers. Valve cover gaskets. You know what? Hang on a second. Let's take all these out. Because these need to go in here. These fit. Well, hallelujah. You're just snooping everywhere. You haven't been in here in a couple days, have you? And what did you just get? Alright, other side. Hey, let go of that. Sasha, quit eating stuff down there. It's dirt. Okay, you're gonna have to go outside, baby, if you're gonna eat that crap off the floor. I can't have you getting something dangerous. Alright. Voila. What we have here is a distributor tie down. Cheapest one I could find. And it's chrome. And I hate chrome. Everything seems to be coming in chrome. I could not find one that wasn't chrome. You would have thought I'd have some extras with as many bad motors as I've had around here, but now. We're not going to tighten it down because we'll still need to adjust this once we get it running. And let me look it over. But I think all we're left to do is to wire it up. And it's mostly wired, I mean connect it. Tack, I need the connection for the power. I don't have the clip. Let me find a clip for that. All right, just a quick update. I have done a ground from the engine to the frame. I have run a fuel line. You can put a stick on, zip tie a stick on it so it'll stay straight down. What else have I done? Oh, main starter, main power line is connected. Battery's in the tray so we can move it around. I just haven't connected it yet. Gauges are in. Fan is in. Now I just need to wire it. So here we go. Well, if you can't tell by my mess, I've been wiring. Now, I bought that fuse block to use, but the wiring on it was a little confusing when it got to the relays. So instead of doing that, I just used this one that was already pre-relayed. I got it all wired. That's the fan relay. We have fuses on everything. Fuel pump. This gauge, and there was something else. Oh, I haven't done it yet, but this is what we've accomplished so far. I didn't film it because it took me a while. I'm not an electrician. I can figure it out eventually, but it takes me a little bit, and y'all don't want to see me sitting there trying to think. So I got that much done. We do need to wire the push button for the starter, and we also need to wire the power to the coil, but to the distributor. Those are the last two we have to do, and in my mind, fill it with water. I had already purchased for other things fuses and relays, so I use those. Like I said, I did purchase this fuse block, but it had no instructions. You have to make assumptions. Like all of these are going, this is the power in, and I'm assuming this is the power into the relays and the fuses. These are all the individual fuse outs. Obviously the one main ground, but then the wiring for the relay was opposite of what it was telling me to do for fuel pump? No, for the fan. So that's why I didn't do it, because I was trying to go by the way they had it wired back here, and I'm just not smart enough to figure it out apparently. I got everything but the relay part figured out. So I probably could have figured it out with trial and error, but I wasn't patient enough. I wanted to make some progress. Eventually, I will redo it for the run stand. Now this, there you go. This is going to be for our distributor, just so I don't burn anything up. What fuse do you think I should use for the distributor? I don't have any right here, so let me go find some. But I need to wire it, and there is no and. I just need to wire it. Oh, how am I going to connect this? Because the connector I am using, where is it? Oh, right here. I had an extra one of these left over from the old Corvette. I bought a new one. So this is how I was going to wire the main power. So everything else needs to connect to this. So I need, alligator clips would be great, but I don't have any other ones. I did an on-off switch. Fused main power. That's going to connect to that. I just got to figure out what to connect to this and that other one. So those two will be on this. Yes, I could have connected to this, but I didn't think about it at the time. Put you back up here. So, is that the proper way to do it? No. It's just the way I did it. In my mind, I think it'll work. We'll see. Some of y'all will tell me what I have done wrong, and hopefully I will fix it in the future. But for right now, this one needs to be longer because the chair has the battery on it, and eventually it's going to be over here. So this will need to run to over here. And we don't have the fitting that I thought we needed, so we can actually, I think, use one of these to connect to the blade inside. So we will do that, but we need some more wire. Be right back. All right, this is it. This is the final product, okay? I have and I'm gonna have to zip tie that so it doesn't touch. Yeah, big time. Is it over there? Yeah, let me redo this. Sorry. I did this one after I zip tied everything, so it's touching the header. We don't need that. Zip tie. I'll show you everything I did, just a second. Need to zip tied up there too, or else it is going to droop down to the header. And this, well, it's just my starter power, well, for the solenoid, for the starter solenoid. This is hooked to a button. And I'm hoping it's going to work. Okay, back to what I was doing. Showed you everything here is wired. I have it through an on-off switch. Everything is fused, even up through here. Fused it again just to make sure. Put it here to the positive, okay? Then we have the line to distributor. No, where's the line to the distributor? Oh, hanging down here. Here we go. Line to the distributor will be connected on the positive side. All right, so she gets 12 volts all times. And then we have the final piece. Here. Too many wires, yes, I know. That's what gets confusing about it. This is the push button for the starter. This goes to the solenoid, to engage the solenoid. I want to test it, but of course the way I wired everything, wait a minute, yeah I can. If I connect just that with this, I should be able to test the starter. Shall we? I don't know why I was worried about that shocking me because it's not plugged in yet. I hope this shit works. Touch it to the outside. Josh. I need to be able to see it. It's stuck. That's not going to be good. It's getting stuck out, which means it's not lined up properly. Which means we need a shim. I don't have any shims. And if I do, I don't know where they are. How about that? All right, let's try this again. What just sparked? Did you see something spark? All right, what we're gonna do here is shim it. It doesn't mean the starter's good either. Remember, we took it off the old Corvette because we didn't think it worked right. All right, I found one shim, and you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna whip you guys around here so you can see it working. I found one shim, and I hope you can see that. All right, we have power, we have contact, we have ignition. All right, still getting stuck. I thought we might need a bigger one. All right, it's taking me a while. I don't know where we left off. I already did one shim. Now I added 2 shims. Let's see where we're at. Oh, I gotta plug this. All right, we have power connected. Let's push the button. Is she still stuck? She is still stuck. I want to try one more shim. If that doesn't do it, then I guess we're going to go get another starter. Here we go. She's still getting stuck, isn't she? Yep. And just so you know, I just cranked it over with this and I moved it with the ease. All right, same day, new shirt. The other one was soaked. Now, I have charged this battery to full so I can make sure that it wasn't because of a weak battery. It's just something else that went through my brain afterwards. So I put this on the charger. It's been on for 3 hours, roughly that. So let's see what it does. It's still stuck though. Okay, so it's not the battery, it's the starter. Good thing I've already ordered a new one. It'll be here tomorrow. All right, now, I think I said before, I've got this real fancy billet aluminum alternator bracket, and it's from, or for, an LS. But I think it'll push this out far enough that I can use that top pulley, whereas it wouldn't, with the other bracket, it wouldn't do it. Oh, it's got its own, well, shit. Let's just drop the rest of that stuff down there. Oh my goodness. We could be in luck, folks. We could be in luck. I want to undo that and switch the spacers, put the spacers on the other side. This is the one that comes with it. Looks like the same thread. I can just move this one out the way for right now, but I need that. But it lines up, folks. Look at that. Is it possible that we actually did something that worked the first time? No, it wasn't the first time. Second time. Ooh. I feel good with that. I'll bring you in for a better look. All right, so I had my head up my butt before, and all I was thinking of was this to this. Well, then there's nothing to drive it. So now we have this. It works, it's tight. I can tighten it more if I need to, so I'm gonna put the lock things down right now though. And then now all we need is the starter. New starter's in. Oh, and it's raining if you can't tell. Just listen to the background noise. Beautiful, isn't it? Yeah. Anyway, new starter's in. It's just a little generic. I was comparing them. They're just about the same. This one's a little thicker. All right, let's go throw this one back on and see what happens. All right, I am going to give you a up close and personal point of view. We're going to try and start this now. We're not starting, we're turning it over. Power's connected, here we go. Alright, what is our problem?
Why was it? Oh, yeah, it's loose, that's why. Does it need to be shimmed out some more? That's a possibility.
Alright, so the brand new starter also does the same thing and won't turn over the motor. I can move the motor with a pry bar on the flex plate. It moves. I have a 53 tooth starter, or excuse me, flex, a 53 tooth flex plate, and this starter is listed as for a 53 or another one. I don't remember, but it does say 53. The battery is fully charged. The regular starter cable going from there to there, going from the battery to the starter, it's regular size, I mean, thick. It's grounded. Engine's grounded to the frame. Frame's grounded to the battery. The solenoid just has the one thing. It works because it starts to engage it, but the Bendix gets stuck in the teeth and just stops. It won't turn it. I'm befuddled. All right, it's starting to rain really hard. This is part of the hurricane coming through. I was at my wit's end. I'm trying to figure out what I'm doing wrong here. So I went back to the basics and started testing each part of the system here. Let me show you something. Okay, I took the starter off. That's the new mini starter we had. Since I took it off, I ground it to the ground strap over here. It's for the frame, to the block and the frame. Let me show you something. It doesn't work. The new starter I got does not work. Oh, excuse me. Okay, we're back. It's been a couple days. We had a hurricane roll through here, so I had a lot of yard work to do. We're the lucky ones. We only lost power for 30 minutes. Our neighbors directly across the street from us still don't have power, and it's been about 2 to 3 days. So I feel bad for them. I had to run up to the in-laws and take them my generator because they don't have power. And my generator, which has never failed me. So we were able to get his fixed and running, and I've got mine back, and I got to figure out what's wrong with it. So it's going to be a fuel issue because it'll start on carb cleaner, but it won't keep running, and it gets it all the way to the bowl, but I guess it's not sucking it up. So we'll figure it out later. Anyway, that's another story. So in the meantime, the new starter has arrived. And yes, it looks exactly like the old one because I asked for a replacement because I just assumed the other one was bad. So we are going to test this one before we put it on. So let's get to that. Sasha's over there trying to eat everything on the floor. Sasha, leave it! That's dirt! I did clean up in here. You can't tell yet because I haven't shown you. Except for this half. That half's clean, this half's not. Alright. So let's connect our positive back and ground her out. And we'll figure out what the dealio is. Very interesting. I cleaned up my mess. Put all my tools away except for this. It took me 4 freaking hours. This place was a disaster. Alright. That's there. It's not plugged in. We'll get to that. She needs a ground. Ground her there. And ground her there. Here's our little plate. She's grounded over here, still ground, okay? I'm just looking at something, don't worry about it. We do have it connected to the bolt. It goes in here.
had an issue. Wait a second. Okay. I was having an issue with this going in last time. If I remember correctly. It's only been a couple seconds for you guys, but it's been several days for me. What size is that? So it's still loose. I need to trim more off of that. Alright. But with that said, I need to get you guys back around here to look at the starter. Alrighty, y'all are dead on the starter. Let's see if she works. Okay, she works. Now let's unplug her and connect her. Hold on a second. Alright, I think I've determined my ground was not big enough. So we've got it all set back up. Let's give her a whirl. Oh, there we go. Why don't you keep going now? Now, that battery's fully charged. To me, this is a success. This is working now, okay? We at least got one that will turn this motor over, okay? Now, we need to figure out the spacing. She needs to be shimmed a little more, I do believe. I'm not a starter person, so I don't know. But she is working, at least better than the last one we got, which I still have to return. Okay, so she's been turned over a couple of times. There's no power to the coil yet. I was just getting this to work. We need to get our spacing right first. But to me, that is a success. All right, we're gonna try and shim this again. See if we can get this so it won't stick. And maybe we can get her to roll better. I forgot to look up a new flex plate last night. I really did. All right, let's start with shimming. Sit there for a minute. Oh, you son of a bitch. All right. Well, that wasn't too bright, was it? Let's look and see. Yeah. That's more than double. Let's try that. That's a good bit more. All right, now I have to redo this. All right, don't look too closely at how I have it shimmed. It's like drastically shimmed. I'm just trying to make a point here to get it to work. And don't look at the bolts, because I didn't have the right size, so I had to use a lot of washers. Let's see what it'll do. Now, why won't it spin it today? What the hell's the difference? Power's on. I even have the battery charger on the battery currently as it's going for extra boost. Let me get my pry bar, and here I will show you guys how easily it does move. No, she's not stuck. It's the starter making her stick. All right, so we can't shimmer anymore. I don't see what the problem is, other than the wrong flex plate. But I mean, it's a 53 tooth flex plate. Huh. It doesn't have enough power to turn. All right, here we have it, all ready to start. I've still got to put water in the radiator. Water, radiator. All the power is hooked up. The pump works. Found a fuel leak, fixed it.
And it may have flooded it, but what's new? So here we are in all its glory. All right, let me fill up the water and we'll try it. I mean, since the throttle's on the other side, I probably should have put the battery and all that shit on this side, but I didn't. All right. Oops, overdid it. How about that? Should at least maintain quite a bit of water. Only got a slow drip from the middle spot. We know about that. Some reason can't fix it. And I thought I put the nozzle over there so I could reach it, but I didn't. All right, she's full to the brim. Let's try and start it. All right, here's the switch. Battery sucks. And that fan's not supposed to be on yet. Don't know if this will work or not, but we'll try it. Are we ready to try it again? All right. I'm gonna go get the jump pack out of my truck. All right, jump pack is connected. Come on, fellers. I got nothing else to do here. That thing drained my battery. All right, I just checked the voltage, and the coil was only getting, not the coil, but the distributor was only getting 12.9, or excuse me, 11.9. So we'll charge the battery back up. I just must have a weak battery to not be able to turn this damn thing. All right, guys, I hate to do this, but I'm gonna have to admit defeat. I have no clue. Other than this, my hodgepodge of parts from other things. Okay, she will turn over. She struggles to turn over. Yes, this starter works. Does it work correctly? Don't know. I'm gonna get on some research and see if I can't find something with more torque to it. It feels like it's just not getting enough power to it. I charged the battery after, and it came out here after lunch, and then when I turned everything on, this was then getting 12.6 volts instead of the 11 something it was before. So the battery did get drained a little bit, but I have my power pack on it. It worked briefly. I don't even know what that was for. But anywho, I'm gonna have to end it here with a failure, complete failure. If any of y'all can give your opinions as to what can be done better, let me know. Now, I know most of this shit doesn't go together, okay? I know the heads are crap, they're smog heads. Yes, I got this high-rise intake because shit, I thought it was cool and it was a low price. The carburetor goes with it because it's a 750 Holley double pumper. That goes with the intake, not necessarily anything else. I mean, but it's supposedly a performance built motor with the parts. I built it or put it back together, so it's not professionally built. But yeah, and that my wiring could probably be a problem too. But let me know your opinions on how we can get this thing to go, and then maybe next time, with y'all's help, we can do it. In the meantime, I'm going to try and find another flex plate and another starter. So, thank you for joining me on this complete failure
This has been Whatever Garage, out.